Here's Dave in Cincinnati as we start on the phones, and I'm glad you called, sir. Great to have you.
It's a pleasure to talk with you, Rush. And if my voice is shaking, I apologize. I'm a little nervous.
Well, I understand. My voice sounds like I'm shaking today, too. Something in the audio here. So that's cool. We're on the same page.
Good. Well, I just want to tell everybody happy Thanksgiving. And this Thanksgiving, our families are experiencing the little lie from Obama and Obamacare, losing probably people losing approximately 10 million people losing their health care. But next year, it's the big lie, where the small and medium-sized companies are going to dump all of their care, and there'll be 100 million people, Rush, without care.
You know what the total number could be next year? The total number next year could approach 160 million people.
Yeah.
Who will either be thrown off their company policy or have their policies canceled one way or the other.
So this is the little lie. Wait to the big one. And then what do we do? What do our families do? What do our physicians do?
Well, I don't know, but I'll tell you what I expect Obama to do when this happens. Mm-hmm. And that is blame the Republicans, blame small and large businesses, and blame the insurance companies, and then offer, you know what, we can clean all this up by just having everybody go to the government and get their insurance.
And everything else. And that's not what it's about. This is not an opportunity for Republicans or for Democrats. It's a crisis for Americans. It's for all of us, Rush.
Damn right it is.
And I appreciate speaking with you.
I'm glad you called.
Really do.
Folks,
Happy Thanksgiving.
let me tell you something. There are 80 million policies. 100 million people, because there are more than one person on most policies. So you got 80 million policies that are going to be canceled or just canceled, because you're going to have some small, like he said, some small and large businesses are just going to offload their coverage to these exchanges. And so you could end up here, sum total, 160 million people who are going to learn next year that their insurance no longer exists. And the replacement is going to cost much more, and the deductible is going to be much higher. Look, as I mentioned at the top of the program, every day I have a health care stack here that is huge. The daily details of what is happening here are overwhelming. And it is proof positive of why Obama's numbers are falling. This is all very real. There is nothing artificial here in Obama's falling numbers. There's nothing unreal about it. It's all very real, and it's all tied to what's it, because everybody now ends up being a citizen of Realville, where, of course, I am the mayor. I have a story here by Gallup, by their head honcho, a guy named Frank Newport. Americans' views on healthcare quality, cost, and coverage. This story from Gallup is amazing. I mean, this story almost warrants being read from front to back. Every finding in this Gallup story goes against what we have had drummed into us by Obama and the media for the last 6 years. Everything. Every result in this Gallup story, which is a reporting of several polls, every result supports what we have been saying for years. Most people are and have been very happy with the current healthcare system. Most people are very happy with their insurance. Do you realize the bill of goods that everybody's been sold? Everybody has been sold a bill of goods that the healthcare system is broken. And while a lot of people were made to believe that it wasn't for them. It's kind of like the analogy that, actually it isn't an analogy, it's actually truthful. The Democrats and the media, when reporting a bad economy, when it's actually not bad, the way they make it work, they continually report bad economic news. This is how they did it during the Bush years. They reported the economy was rotten in certain sectors. Employment was going down. Unemployment was rising. Cost of living going up. Now, most people were not experiencing that. But they heard it reported, so they figured it was happening to somebody. So they agreed when pollsters asked them if they thought the economy was in trouble. It wasn't. Well, it's the same thing that happened here at insurance. I mean, this Gallup story is profound. Nobody, statistically nobody, there was not, let me put it this way, there was not a massive national problem with health care in America. 70% of the American people were happy with the American healthcare system. They were happy with their healthcare plan. They were happy and satisfied with their insurance. They were happy and satisfied with their coverage and their treatment. 70%. And so Obama and the Democrats and the media for decades have been attacking the healthcare system and trying to make you, even though you're satisfied with yours, believe that the system was broken because others are not happy and others are being cheated and others are not being treated and others don't have insurance and other people are paying through the nose. And they guilt-tripped you into believing that the healthcare system was broken. And then to close the loop, they lied to you. And they told you, okay, if you like yours, you can keep it. Why did they lie? Because they knew 70% of the American people were satisfied. And yet they wanted control of it. They wanted to take it over and reform it. Well, how to do that when 70% like it? Well, you've got to convince them that it's broken for everybody else. And they did. This story is flat out amazing. Then the details on cancellations and stuff that follow, it's just, you know, you stop and think about it, it is outright maddening what has happened here. And if it had happened in the private sector, there would be prosecutions on fraud and you name it. This is just simply outrageous what has taken place here.